So you can see our items here. We're rocking the Choice Scarf Hydreigon. Now the question is, what are we going to be using with the Choice Scarf? Well, the answer may surprise you. So, we have Choice Scarf Hydreigon right here. We have Levitate, which sets it apart from a bunch of other dragons. So it's like, has that like flying typing, kind of, but without all the flying weakness. So it's just a normal 2x weakness to ice. We're going to be using Bulldoze to policy proc our Solgaleo. So pretty standard stuff here. But also you can see we have Belch, which I think is a really, really cool move that Hydreigon gets that a lot of people don't really know that it gets. And normally Belch is a 120 base special attack move that you can only use after you've eaten a held berry. We're going to bypass this by using it in Dynamax mode. So we can like policy proc Solgaleo, get a kill, don't have to max the soul. Next turn we Dynamax this Hydreigon and just go for tons of damage. It's great against things like Tapu Finis, it's good against things like Rillabooms, it's good against things like Whimsicott, and it gives a special attack boost to not only Hydreigon, but also Hydreigon's teammates, you know, like a Calyrex, or a Regieleki, or an Indeedee, or a Whimsicott. So it's pretty good if you can get it off. So I think it's a really unique thing that basically only Hydreigon can do. You know, Salamence can't realistically be played like this. You know, Garchomp, Flygon, those guys can't really realistically be played this way. So I think it's a cool way to use Hydreigon, and hopefully we get some wins, right? Hopefully we get some wins with Hydreigon. You can see right there. First game that I played, Tapu Fini. What a hard counter to Hydreigon, if there ever was one. This guy's playing a bit of a Trick Room core with also the potential of like Lecky. So you can go like Reshiram, Lecky, and Sin ideas, or you can probably go like in Sin, Cali, P2, Reshiram, play like a more like a late game Trick Room. So let's just start this one off. And like I said, this is my first game, so I have to learn how to play the team too. I think it's really funny. People think like, that's a +1. Professional Pokemon player is just like absolutely flawless. First time playing everything. Obviously with this team I have like 3 or 4 mons I'm comfortable with. But we have to make the Hydreigon work. Every single team has its meme mon that we have to feature. Yo, good morning. Hope you had a good Independence Day. I did. I had a good day. I'm back on that grind. Actually, I didn't even take a break yesterday. I worked most of the day. I worked most of the day editing videos. And I'm happy to be back playing some games on Twitch TV/that'sa+1. So like I said, the Hydreigon enables the Solgaleo. So another cool thing is like we could just flinch bot, we could just max the Hydreigon. I think max Hydreigon is like super, super underrated against a lot of the cores that we have running around right now. Like think of what's popular. Not really Zacian, but like, you know, like Groudon, Kyogre, Yveltal, Thundurus to an extent. A lot of popular max mons in the format don't have the best matchup in Hydreigon. Another thing is like Cali Shadow. And so like, max Hydreigon can be a really, really big bully. We don't necessarily need to max Hydreigon this game, because that's like the most passive lead I've ever seen. Yeah, they have to switch at the Reshiram, right? And this is the most obvious Tapu Fini switch in of all time I've ever seen in my life. You switch in the Fini, you set the Misty Terrain, not only does it get you out of dodge in case I wanted to target Reshiram, but it makes it so if I were to go for like a max Worm on your P2, it wouldn't do nearly as much damage. I'm not attacking the P2 with the Dragon Attack anyways, so we're absolutely fine, but you know, I was pretty sure that Fini was going to be switching in there. That's why I do like Fini as like a Reshiram / like Calyrex Ice teammate. It's very, very good for like slowing down the game and getting it to be played at your tempo. It's a bulky water type. So here's the Bulldoze. Remember, this is going to hit everything on the board. And because it hits Solgaleo, that's super effective. It's going to activate our weakness policy. Also, another cool thing about Bulldoze is it hits everyone and drops everyone's speed, but since Solgaleo has full metal body, it doesn't get the speed drop. So you can use it to pin things like Calyrex Shadow, like Zacian, bunch of cool stuff. We just dumpster that P2. We do get the crit. Who knows if we needed it. We were full attack adamant. Maybe someone can run some calcs. But we were full attack adamant +2. The big damage. You ever seen anyone just like one-shot a P2? Like, oh my goodness. Brought to you by Hydreigon. Who's the mon that enabled that? Who's the mon that forced our opponent to switch to give us that opportunity to policy proc for free? You can bring the Reshiram back in, but it's like, at this point, is it that much you can really do? We have to switch out, just because Hydreigon doesn't want to be locked into Bulldoze forever, you know? I thought about bulldozing it, and I was like, it's like, want to see me do it? Want to see me do it again? Hydreigon still could be a huge bully here, but I was like, nah, I'm fine switching and just going for a Max Quake. I can pass a Max Quake to whatever I switch to. There's not really that much you can do in this situation. So there we go. Hydreigon switching on out. I love that Hydreigon has Levitate. It makes it such a good teammate for Pokemon like Regieleki and Solgaleo. Because like I can always just switch into like block those big Max Quakes and stuff like that too. So it's so nice. Never thought I'd see the day. There you go. The Porygon gets one-shotted, right? So Psychic Seed's Indeedee, one of my favorite Pokemon on this team. They're going to be maxing the Reshiram. Let's make Hydreigon widespread and competitive. It'll be interesting what the Pokemon scene will look like with the new Pokemon. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Like, Hydreigon's been really, really good in previous formats. It's a dragon that doesn't have those big 4x weaknesses to common types. It doesn't have 4x weaknesses to, like, ice or anything like that, but it does have a 4x weakness to fairy. And it also has, like, it resists electric, which means it's a good Lecky counter. Unlike, you know, things like Salamence and Dragonite. But it has a weakness to fighting. So it packs a lot of weaknesses into its little body. It also has probably the best special coverage out of all the dragons. Being able to go for, like, dark, fire, and ground moves. Like, that's pretty big. So, Hydreigon's pretty good. I think Hydreigon's good. Unfortunately, our opponent's just getting taken in the blender here. At this point, there's not that much they can really do. We passed a Spadef boost to our Indeedee, who also switched in and got a Spadef boost of its own from its seeds. And at this point, I'm thinking, like, do I just Steel Spike or Quake the Reshiram? Because the last Mon has to be, like, we know that it has to probably be, like, Calyrex or Incin, right? So at that point, I'd rather have the Steel Spike. I think Steel Spike would KO Reshiram from here at +2. The power of Adamant Solgaleo is so strong. And they just take the scoop up anyways. So it was funny to see that, like, we basically just won this game on the first turn. And it's all thanks to Hydreigon. So, Hydreigon busted. We do be loving to see that. And this next game, we're going now up against another Solgaleo team with a Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan's pretty unique. It gets, like, Inner Focus. It gets Scrappy. Bunch of cool stuff. I think in this case scenario, I'd like to lead the Hydreigon, right? My plan was leading Hydreigon, that I could go for the big max poison into the Feeny, or I could just dumpster the Soul, or I could just dumpster the Bronzong, or I could just like wall out the Alecki, or I could just dumpster the Ray, and if Kangaskhan leads to like fake out me from enabling my policy, I could just max the Hydreigon that turn and be fine. Doesn't the dragon have neutral out the fighting type? No, dragons aren't resistant to fighting. It's just that all the dragons that you're thinking of have flying typing, so like things like Salamence, things like Dragonite, stuff like that. Those are flying types. So they were, and things like Rayquaza, they resist the flying part of it. All right. So yeah, I do think Hydreigon's like, see, like right here is a good example of a slight situation where like this guy's like, oh, Hydreigon, I don't want to fight that, you know? And I'm like, yeah, Hydreigon, let's go. And so no matter what they lead, I think Hydreigon's like a cool mon to bring. That's one thing that I really like about like the sort of teams we've been building lately. Like I know for a fact that we've been using very similar cores. We've literally used like Cali Shadow, Lecky, Wims in like every team for the past like 2 weeks. It's deliberate. There's a reason. Actually, today's YouTube video is going to talk about why we're doing that. It goes live in exactly an hour, right? But I like the fact that like we can switch up like 1 or 2 Pokemon and we can feature them every time. We have the freedom to experiment at a high level with like new Pokemon and slightly change what we're doing with them. We've used like 3 or 4 different Choice Scarf policy proccers, it feels like, over the past week. That's deliberate. We're trying to find the exact right, perfect piece to complete our hyper-aggressive core. I like Hydreigon a lot. I like Garchomp. Garchomp's my favorite out of the pseudo-legendaries. But yeah, I think Hydreigon is a step in the right direction. Realistically, Galarian Moltres could also be like super good, but it doesn't have like as many tools as Hydreigon. It just has like a double Dark Pulse. So yeah, against Solgaleo Kang, I think I maxed I'm pretty sure I maxed the Hydreigon here, which is super cool. Yeah, because I could just go for the Bulldoze weakness policy, proc my Soul, but realistically, like, you're gonna fake out my Hydreigon, because you could, any good player could see that coming a mile away. Like, you gotta fake out the Hydreigon. So, we're just gonna max it then. And then what you're gonna do, even if I policy proc your Soul, this is how this is gonna work. Hydreigon's strong. If you are bulky enough to not get KO'd by my Hydreigon, you do not have the points required to KO my Hydreigon in one hit. Little rule of thumb, little tidbit there. If you're bulky enough to not die, you're too weak. You've put too many points in bulk to where like Hydreigon won't KO me. I won't get KO'd back. Even after the fake out damage. It's good fake out damage, by the way. So Max Darkness are like, that's it, you're pucking his policy. Oh no, watch out. So that guy's super bulky. And what I mean by not die, I mean not die to the double up, right? Because I get 2 attacks, right? I get the Dark Pulse. I get the Max Darkness and an Earthquake in for my soul. There's the EQ. So like, just imagine if the soul was like a sweeper set like mine. That bulk wouldn't really be there. He'd probably be left at about 10%. If he was a little bit more aggressive, maybe, yeah, he KOs with the Hydreigon, but then I finish him off with my soul next turn, you know? So, and then again, because my soul's faster than his, and I know that I'm faster because I'm full speed, I can just be a bully in that situation. So this just goes back to kind of showing more about like those hyper-aggressive tendencies, saying like, we want to know that we're going hard, we want to know that we're going fast, and we want to be a bully, especially in mirror matches. I think that's like really important, because I don't know, like most people probably wouldn't see your opponent's Solgaleo and think like, I'm gonna proc that and I'm gonna bully it and then I'm gonna ignore it, you know? I think that's the best way to do it. I think in this situation that Soul's just within range for my Shadow Rider to come in. I think I go for the Kangaskhan this turn, right? Do I go for the Kangaskhan? Are they switching? I don't remember if they switched in like Feeny or something. What a good play if they did, right? I should have went for a Max Darkness into the King. I should have went for Max Darkness into King. That's my fault. Definitely should have went for Max Darkness. I don't know why because if I went for the Max Darkness and they didn't kill my Hydreigon, I could go, after the Special D dropped to the Feeny, I could go for the Max Poison. I want it so bad, because we know they're protecting. They don't want to lose that. But another cool thing is both these mons are within range, basically, for Shadow Rider. Shadow Rider's just a huge bully. So, yeah, a little bit less optimal than I probably should have been. The reason I think I went for the Max Wormwind is because it has 10 more base power, you know? But it is what it is. Max Poison would have been so funny to use, though. It would have definitely KO'd. Because Feeny would have about 30% less HP if I hit it with the Max Darkness. Yeah, at this point, I think I just double into the Soul, right? Because, like, why not? It's Max Guard's on cooldown. You might as well just take it out. And I think, yeah, I think we sit with the EQ again just to make sure that we take the Soul out. But it's weird how, like, we're literally, like, being a bully against their Solgaleo with a not Max Solgaleo. Like, I think it's just another example of how, like, reactive teams like this one that you use, like, Feeny and, like, bulkier Maxmons. The other team we fought was, like, a Reshiram team. Your opponent's Mercy. I literally am just winning this game off having more speed EVs than you. You probably have Pokemon that have, like, yeah, Kangaskhan, Feeny. Those things aren't slow. Kangaskhan's, I think, a 90. Feeny's 85. They can outspeed some stuff. But it is what it is. And like I said, I went for the Earthquake just in case that low rolled. So, Stone Steel Strike would have obviously been more damage, but like we literally just need to do like a little bit more damage so we can put it within range for Astral. And that's totally fine. And even if you kill the Hydreigon this turn, no big deal. Hydreigon did its job. I used all 3 max turns. I literally traded a Hydreigon for their Dynamax restricted that their team is built around. It may sound like, you know, like, you probably could have done that a little more optimally, probably. But, like, the way this team works is you take the advantages you can get and you start trading. You just get to the slightest advantage and you start trading with your opponent. That's what I really like about it. Because now it's Calyrex time. And I'm thinking to myself, like, Astral's a ton of damage. And you could probably go Kang, which is fine. But the Kang doesn't want to deal with the Soul. Like, you can't break the Soul in this situation. So, Kangaskhan's cool. I have to worry about Sucker Punch. But then I'm also, like, thinking to myself, is this guy Scrappy? Is it really Scrappy Kang? Because I was like, Inner Focus is so much better on Kang right now. It got such a buff, you know? Does Scrappy also make it so you don't get the Intimidate? Because then, like, in that situation, Scrappy's like 1,000 times better. But yeah, they go for the Fake Out. And I was very pleasantly surprised to see that they were Scrappy. Sunsteel Strike, though, going big damage. Big damage. And because we already know that we're like a big bully, Solgaleo 97 base speed, just continue to be that bully. Keep putting that pressure on. Nature's Madness. And I think they go into my Soul this turn, right? The fact that they went with Nature's Madness into Soul tells me that, like, whatever their last mon is probably is a really, really hard tiebreak in this Pokemon. So here we go. Another one. Astral again. Sunsteel Strike again, just to make sure that king goes down. And like I said, I should be watching out for Sucker Punch, but like, it's fine. I think I'm okay. I've lived a full life. Goes for the SP. And, oh, yeah, the SP, sorry. I did watch out for the Sucker Punch, right? I tricked the Feeny. Yeah, I like that. Look at me. Look at me, guys, out here making better plays than I probably should have. I have to give the Feeny a Specs, which is really hard. Yeah, Scrappy also boxing Intimidate. Okay, cool. I didn't know. I forgot. Like, maybe I knew that? When I was playing this game, I didn't think about it. But yeah, I did block the Sucker Punch. Good job, me. Look at that. And I got leftovers. That's cool. So they're doubling Nature's Madness into the Soul. There you go. And I got lefties on my Cali Shadow. They do have Specs, but they're stuck using Nature's Madness. So it's like, well, now, you know? Like, you can have those if you want them. And there's the Bronzong. It's like, bruh, Cali Shadow. Give me back my Specs, bro. Astral Barrage. I think I just Rock Slide to, like, stop Trick Room potentially, but, like, it doesn't really matter what they do in the situation, you know? There's no way that you come back from this. And I think this game was, like, pretty much set up by Hydreigon. Like, think of what they brought. They brought Kang to fake out Hydreigon early. They brought Feeny to check Hydreigon. They brought Bronzong, which they couldn't bring out as long as Hydreigon was on the board. And they brought Soul, which took a ton of its damage and was eventually KO'd by the Hydreigon. So it's like, this is one of those situations where, like, this guy just wasn't ready for the smoke that Hydreigon brings to the table. So we do be taking those. Yeah, they're thinking about it, but there's not much they can do in this situation. I think this guy gets Trick Room at this turn because I don't have my Specs anymore. But it's no big deal. Like, look at that damage. Rock Slide. I love Rock Slide Soul. Yeah, Bronzong's left like 1, but what's it really going to do, you know? So what are you guys thinking of Hydreigon so far? Is Hydreigon working as intended? Or are you saying like, ugh, that's it. This is just like a bad policy proc Scarfmon, you know? I think it's actually really good. I think I'm playing the Hydreigon very, very similar to how it was played in like Japan Nats with the Yveltal. They used it for like Scarf Tailwind, and having your support move on a Darkmon made it so it wasn't affected by like Prankster moves. They couldn't go Thunder Wave Grim or like Scary Face, and you always get your ability off, and you pair it next to Soul, who's not affected by like Scary Face either. It's a really, really cool, safe way to get your policy procs. So I like it. Oh, and then I got hit with a Raw Hypnosis, right? Raw Hypnosis Bronzong. Not at my house. Solgaleo coming in hot with that finishing blow. And Bronzong goes down. Brought to you by Hydreigon. So we used one game where we went for the full combo, where we policy blocked the Soul and sweep. Second game, we just maxed the Hydreigon and still won. How much crazier can this Pokemon even get? Well, if you guys are looking for a really cool team, take a look at this guy's squad. I thought this was going to be the freest game ever. And, you could tell I'm like, who do I even lead with? I realistically think I probably could have just led a little bit better. Like, I know why. If I just led Solgaleo, I probably would have won this game. You already know where this is going. If I would have led Solgaleo, I don't think they have a check. I can wide guard out their Ogre. I pin their Cali. I pin the Frostmoth. I pin the Hatterene. Right? Am I wrong? If I lead Soul, I do just win. But I wanted to feature Hydreigon, right? Literally, the thing that I'm using that this Hydreigon can do that nothing else does in its role is it can go for Max Ooze. And I was like, I want to Max Ooze that hat, right? I can go Astral to Clock Sash on hat, right? And I can go Max Ooze to finish it off and give me a special attack boost. And then, like, I don't care about Frostmoth, right? And so I'm thinking to myself, like, this guy can't be good. He can't be good. Like, we're a Master Ball, but, like, you can't be good. You're using Frostmoth hat, right? So I was like, if he wide guards me, I lose. And, like, I know that he has wide guard. I know that he has wide guard. I don't know who this person is. Hydreigon's awesome. Happy to hear it. Yeah, I don't know who... I know Gilgamesh is from, like, a show or something. Isn't it from, like, Fate? But anyways, person played the game perfectly, by the way. They didn't do anything wrong. Love the Hydreigon Solgaleo squad. It's a good squad. It's a good squad. Hydreigon's cool. It's another game where we're maxing our Hydreigon. And there's the wide guard, and I'm like, bleh. Bleh. Stupid max. I could have played around this. Top 8 UIC. Alright, so I'm not even mad. Because, yeah, this person plays the game perfectly. Person plays... They don't mess this up at all. And you see the max use doesn't do that much damage. But like you're gonna look at their team and be like, bro, that's cool. Like this game was definitely worth doing. Calyrex Ice Reshiram. Okay. Like I said, person plays this game like really, really well. And right now I'm like, fuck. Right? They got their Trick Room up. I have to respect Gleam, right? I have to respect Gleam. And I don't care about Frostmoth. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, they're not going to expect the Astral here, right? No way. They're going to click, like, D-Gleam, and what are they going to do? Max the Frostmoth? I don't care, you know? So I'm thinking to myself, I'm probably okay. And I want you guys to understand just how unsafe we are against this core. It doesn't have to be this turn, but by the end of this game, you're going to realize, like, this guy's team's, like, super cool and really, really good. So, obviously, the Hatterene underspeeds here, right? Hydreigon's my favorite pseudo, and I love both the team and that he's being used. Well, you know what? It's because you recommended it. It's because you asked on a YouTube video. You did it twice, I think. That's why we're using it. I literally check every single YouTube comment, and I reply to as many as I can, and I always ask people to leave a comment, let me know what they want to see. So it's a Brutal Swing here, and I think Brutal Swing's there to proc the policy on the Calyrex, right? And so I was lucky that I got a policy proc there, but Max Flutter goes into Calyrex. Now, just remember that this Hatterene's slower, obviously, than that Frostmoth for the later stages of the game, and you're going to see just how cool this guy's team is. And we see Orb Frostmoth, holy moly. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm not in a bad spot here. Like, realistically, this is not a bad spot. I'm going to get a KO. I'm going to then see the Cali come out, and then I'm going to get a KO on that. And then it's all up to, like, me 1v1ing, like, the last Mon, right? That's basically what it's going to be. Hydreigon versus the last Mon on the last couple turns of Trick Room. That's, like, the best case scenario that we have. So, in this situation, you don't actually follow me because you don't just want to lose your Entity. You got to keep your Entity on the board long enough to where when they have to bring out the Cali, they can't go for a high horsepower, right? So you have to follow, you have to protect here and not follow me. Because there's nothing they can even realistically do to Solgaleo, right? What are you going to do? You're going to Max Flutter my Soul for neutral damage with your Life Orb? Doesn't do enough, you know? So, Soul's fine to just, like, soak a little bit of damage. And you'll see a couple cool things. Heal Pulse right there. They probably thought I was going to play this a lot more passively than I did. And, look at this. Look at this, by the way. We didn't even have to click Sunsteel Strike. I really cannot believe this hat is going to live this. But, yeah, we soak the Flutter. No big deal there at all. But, yeah, so the hats use Trick Room, Brutal Swing, Heal Pulse. Trick Room, Brutal Swing, Heal Pulse. It has one more move. What do you guys think the move is? Can't believe this hat lived. That hat lives, ruins my life. If that hat doesn't live, we win the game. What do you guys think? What do you guys think its last move is? Take a guess. There's the Cali. Remember, we already know that it's going to Brutal Swing this turn. So it's going to Brutal Swing to proc the Cali. And we got to get the Cali off the board. And there's still like 2 turns left on Trick Room. Stab move like D-Gleam? Yeah, I thought it was. It's not. It's not. Got to get the Cali off the board. Can't Rock Slide this. So we go for the Follow Me. I'm hoping that he'll go like high horsepower, right? Because I'd like to keep the Soul at full to deal with stuff in the back. There's the Brutal Swing. Literally never lucky. Look at that massive damage versus our Soul. Yeah. Mystical Fire. Will-O-Wisp. I don't think it gets Wisp. But yeah, everyone's going with like regular choices. Mystical Fire. D-Gleam. Look at this big Lance. +2 Lance. Final Gambit. It does not get Final Gambit. That would be busted. Entity goes down. Soul's hanging on by a literal thread. But remember, that hat has the big pin on us because it can just Brutal Swing us out again. It has to. We are going to get the Calyrex off the board, though, so we do be taking those. So Sunsteel Strike. Again, I really like to think if I took that hat off the board, I would have won. They wouldn't have been able to policy proc. They were out, you know. That Rock Slide was was my only hope, you know. But anyways, they send out, I think the last Mon, which was Ogre, right? Yeah. Send out the big Ogre. Yeah, because if you would have had to send out Cali and Ogre without the hat there, I just would use Wyguard. You know what I mean? So it's not over yet. Like I said, I have the Wide Guard, and I will be baiting in your Dazzling Gleam, right? You click Dazzling Gleam Spout, I click Wide Guard, wait out your Trick Room, I click EQ Dark Pulse, I got this, right? It looks like I'm coming back, right? I want you guys to see this, because this is nuts what happens, what this hat does to me. I've never had this happen, and this is its last move. It looks like no one guessed it. Hey, this is a Isle of Armor background. Beanie, how's it going? Good morning, good morning. Yeah, no, it looks like no one guessed it. So obviously we're going to be blocking a Spout here. I would have also liked to block like Brutal Swing or Dazzling Gleam. Fucking Magic Powder. Magic Powder! I'm a Psychic type now. You may be thinking that that's bad. Like, that's like, that doesn't matter. It really matters. There's like 6 reasons why that matters. Reason number 1. I no longer stab my Dark Pulse. Right? I do not stab my Dark Pulse anymore. Right? I do less damage. Reason 2. I take way more damage. I take neutral damage from Spout. Remember what that hat was paired with? The Frostmoth? They can go Magic Powder, Life Orb Flutter into that Frostmoth and just pop people out. So that's really, really cool that that's that hat set. I think it's such a cool set. This looks to be the best, the bulkiest Ogre. It's not best, sorry, it's not choiced. But look how much less damage I'm doing. It's so terrible. And like, yeah, we do a lot here. And I can't believe we still click Spout. Like, I literally could have just clicked Wide Guard again, but it's whatever. Like, what I would have done if I was him is I would have Ice Beamed the Soul, soaked the Dark Pulse, and then just spouted the Hydreigon. You would have won there. So, like, I have the Dark Pulse. I have to get the flinch. Remember, I take neutral damage from everything. From ice attacks, water attacks, and electric attacks now. I'm no longer a dragon. I'm just a Psychic type. And so I go for my Dark Pulse, which I don't stab anymore. And I don't get it. I tried. This guy's team's super cool. And they played it really well. So the fact that I even, like, had a shot to win this one flinch, just one, and I would have won the game. So I had 2 shots. Close game, really, really fun, and I definitely was happy to feature their team. If they ever make a rental, I'd be super down to use that. So we're going to talk about this guy's team. Alright, we're going to talk about this guy's team. Right? Do you guys want the context for what this person said after our game now, so you can see it unfold? Like, do you want the after story salt before, or do you want the story the salt after, and we go back and like replay it and like retalk your way through it? Let me know. Let me know, because like this person basically came to the YouTube channel after the battle and talked to me for a little bit. After, okay. Salt after. Okay, yeah, we'll show the game, and then we'll show their salt after. And please, I'm actually asking honestly. If I gauged this situation wrong, call me out, and I will apologize to this person. Because basically, they came at me like super, super salty, right? And I basically said like, nah fam, I had it in the bag the whole time, you know? That's basically what I said. I said like, nope, I had it the whole time. And so if like, this person's right, if like they basically said that I misplayed into beating them. And I don't think that I did. There's no like RNG. I think my team just has a better matchup on paper. They don't have a Calyrex counter in that team. They don't have a Lecky counter in that team. They don't have very good speed control in that team. It's not like a terrible team. It's just like that Registeel is taking the role of like a Pokemon that would have those things. So like Clefairy's taking more of a role of like redirection, but you don't have any speed control. Like I can literally just like use most of my mons and like one-shot most of yours. So I figured like on paper, like I can just roll it over, you know, easy peasy. So like Cleflecky, obviously like the point of this lead, this is probably the scariest lead the team has, is they max turn 1, they go for like stuff like that. I just got to wait out the max turns and I win the game. Right? So just wait until after the battle to talk. Well, I'm still talking now about it. So yeah, the way that you would win this from my situation is like, cool. You have Lecky, you have Clef, You probably got the Zacian, your other restricted, maybe, or maybe the Reggie, right? Or I think that was the other restricted was the Reggie, right? Or not restricted, but the other Pokemon was like the Reggie. And so I was like, cool. All I gotta do is wait out this Lucky's max turns, and then they can't win. Like they literally can't win if I just wait out their max turns. I mean, they can, but we don't even have to do anything spectacular. Also, like one way because the team has limited speed control, I'm thinking to myself like, if you don't max this Alecki, like if you just want to go for like Electro Web to enable Zacian, I'm gonna just roll you with a Expanding Force. So the winning play would be to like do what they're doing. Like, go big max Alecki, take away my terrain. I'm still going to do enough damage to you, though, to, like, set up for, you know, another play with something else. Yeah, I could have clicked Astral this turn, but, like, I wanted the bigger punish. Like, I didn't need to... I also didn't expect the Helping Hand. It's crazy, right? So there's a Follow Me, yeah. Like I said, I could have went for the Astral. I don't think I necessarily needed it, though. I wanted the Expanding Force in case they just clicked Electro Web. Because I wanted to get the one-hit KO on the Clef. And it's not like we get KO'd either. That's a Helping Hand Alecki. Does Throat Trap work on Roar of Time, Dialga? I don't know. That's a good question. I've never had that actually come up. So big expanding. And that's not terrain boosted. That's just how much it does. I'm spexed. So like I'm stuck here now. I could Follow Me again, but now you can click Follow Me. And then I would just lose my Entity. And I'm not going to lie, if you did that and I maxed this turn and like chunked the Clef and then sent out my Whims and like finished off the Clef, soaked damage, I'd be waiting out your last max turn. And then I just win with what else I have in the back. I have my Alecki in the back. You know what I mean? Then I can just check your Zacian with my Alecki. So, like, I could still win here, even if I just clicked, like, Follow Me and started playing passive. Like, the fact that you maxed before me means you're going to run out of max turns before I would. At least from my opinion. So, I go for a double switch here. And the reason we're going for a double switch is I want my terrain back. I want to come back in. And then, if, like, let's say, for example, you get the double K here, I can come back in with the Indeedee and the Calyrex and just go for the same type of play again. All I'm trying to do is wait out your max turns. It doesn't matter to me who you hit in this situation. You can KO my Alecki, that's fine. Or you could KO the Whims. You could have went like the max Lightning and Icy Wind of the Whims, but then I still would have had my Alecki and my Indeedee, right? I could just click Follow Me, Max Strike. You are now slower than Calyrex. Calyrex comes out and wins the game. Right? I have this game won so many different ways. Like, literally, I'm not even clicking Dynamax. That's like how... I don't know what to say, you know? I'm literally not even using Dynamax. It doesn't matter who they hit. Doesn't really matter what they do. I just wait out their max turns. They have no speed control. We just roll them over. So we had a Tailwind up. Not that we necessarily need it. We could have been using a Follow Me Mon in this situation. Anyway, like, if we still had our... Well, if we would have sent out the Entity instead, we would have just had, like, a Follow Me user instead, because they're still single target right now. So we just get a ton of damage here. And, yeah, there's a max guard. It's completely fine. Ain't no thing. Do what you want to do. Realistically, they probably could have attacked their Cali that turn. I mean, there's not that much we could have done about it. Actually, no, they would have got KO'd by Astral. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing they could have done about that. If Icy Wind's fine, but, like, that is what it is. Like, we still have a Tailwind up. They don't have a way to stop. That's the thing. Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, what you're going to see is that they argue that, like, if I would have hit the Whims, I would have won. And I said, no, because I literally just would have sent out, like, a different Pokemon instead. I would have sent out my Alecki. Or Alecki would have been alive still, right? And if you killed Whims, I wouldn't have brought out Shadow Rider. I would have brought out Indeedee, clicked Follow Me, Max Striked you, dropped your speed, and then won with Cali in the back, right? It doesn't... yeah. You'll see the post. You'll see the post. And again, please tell me if I'm being the asshole or if, like, I'm wrong here. But I don't think I was wrong. Like, I think I had, like, 1,000 different ways to win this game just because my team has a better matchup. It's not even, like, crazy big brain outplays. It's just kind of like, well, my Mons do more. So right now they're thinking, like, there's no switch-ins for this. Your Alecki's slower than Cali. Well, Clefairy can't really do anything. We switch out the Whims. To get Indeedee back on the board to regain terrain if I want it. But also this helps, I think, I don't know if I knew what their last two Mons were. I'm sure it was a Zacian, but I don't remember if I had like an Incin. I wanted to be able to get the Indeedee on the board in case. This also resets Whims to be able to come back out and Tailwind later, because we're running out of Tailwind turns. So that's also important. Like, after I take out this Alecki, I can also realistically switch out my Cali for Whims, fodder Cali, and bring right back out. Or fodder Whims, bring Cali right back out. So, yeah, this is just a much safer way to do it. Grim Nate, that's a +2 there, right? And then, like, the team has no wide guards either. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's the Zacian. And I think the last one was Registeel, right? And realistically, if it's a Registeel set that's like body press, you shouldn't have brought that versus like Wim's Cali Shadow guy, you know? Yep, we just click this just in case something weird happens. Actually, no, I go for the helping hand, because they showed me helping hand turn 1, and right now I'm at +2 special attack off on a Specs, and so it's like, I'll show you how a real man uses the helping hand. Just one shot a freaking Registeel, you know? Yeet delete. So +2 Specs helping hand. Whew. That big damage. Well, the biggest damage the world's ever seen. And we'll take the wins. That's a lot of damage, right? Am I wrong? That's a lot of damage. So, let's go back to the team preview. And we'll break down what happened. I'll show you guys the, I don't know. Wasn't remotely close. I didn't even Dynamax. Right? I didn't even Dynamax. Anyways, I'll show you guys the post. Okay. The guy says, like, kind of disappointing. I see you use all these cool teams like this. Then when I battle you in Ultra Ball, I was like 1 game away from Master Ball on this account. You never use teams like this. You also play way different when you do. Right? And so the game that they're talking about was the Thievul team, which I just want to show you guys. Let me move this. You see my team? I used 3 of the same Pokemon. I used the exact same Wims, the exact same Lucky, and the exact same Cali. And I brought all 3 of those Mons in-game to our battle. So they already know my sets. And they're complaining. And I said, what team are you using? Because I don't know what guys was. And he said, the Lucky Clefairy guy. So I go back and I watched the battle with the Clefairy Lucky, right? And he's like, he tries to say that my double swap risks the game. And it was on an incorrect play. And so, like I said, we're going to go back and watch it. If you took out my Wims there, I get to max my Lecky and bring out my Indeedee. If you took out my Alecki, cool. You didn't take out the Wims. I tailed him with Cali. Right? Am I wrong? Like, I literally didn't even use Dynamax, you know? I could have Dynamaxed my damn Whimsicott, you know? It's like... Anyways. And so, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I replied back to this with a little bit of sass, like, saying I didn't risk anything. Didn't matter who or what you hit there. Just need to wait out your max turns. Had it in the bag. Oh, I scrolled up too far. Yeah, you can see it right there. I had it in the bag. I told him as well. It's like, I had 3 of the Mons that you already knew their sets, you know? It's like, and if you can't beat the team after, like, trying to metagame me and seeing my sets, like, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, they explained that, like, they targeted Wims. I said it didn't matter. Like, and they said, here you go. You get mad people cheese you in tournaments. That seems like a cheesy play. And I'm like, that's not what cheese is. You know? That's like not what the definition of that word is. I said cheesing and outplaying someone are 2 very different things. Like, for the most part, like a cheese play is like an eject button. Switcheroo. You're pulling a fast one. I didn't pull anything, you know? Their argument also, if you scroll back and look at it, they tried to say like, when I see you do these videos, you actually feature the Jokemon, or you use like the bad Pokemon. And in that game, you saw I just stomped them with like, oh, thank you for the sub, appreciate it. I just stomped them with like Cali, Lecky, Wims, Indeedee, right? And so like, I think they were expecting me to use the Hydreigon or the Babmon or something like that. And to that argument, I said, like, sorry I couldn't bring Hydreigon, it just wasn't good for the matchup. But, like, also, I'm not required to freaking throw for content. If I just want to win by playing with Redirection Indeedee Cali, like, I'm fully allowed, you know, to do that. I just thought it was really weird. And I'm not going to lie, it put me in a bad mood all day. It put me in a bad mood all day because, like, look at his team. Look at the team. If you lead Palkia, Clef, I go Helping Hand, Expanding Force, you lose it. You don't have any terrain control by switching in, like Rill or anything. You can't go Palkia. So they made the right play not going Palkia, I think. Thundy, same thing. Redirection, Expanding. Or Helping Hand, Expanding, you're gone. Same thing in Zacian, Helping Hand, Ashley, you're gone. Like, it's not my fault you don't have Wide Guard. It's not my fault you don't have Fake Out. It's not my fault that, like, your team just let me do what I wanted. Beldude, thank you for that gifted sub. Yo, thank you so much. That's 2 gift subs. 2 people subbed. I know that Beldude just gifted 1 to Sora. I appreciate that. Yo, maybe this will help me finally actually get that new Calyrex set, because we've been using the Specs Calyrex set for over a week. But thank you so much. It's 30 total gifted subs. I really do appreciate that. He's in the wrong. You really explain how the plays would have been in your favor. Not even anything wrong. He's being disrespectful. Well, the thing is, like, he thought you were easy prey. He expected me to, like, I don't know. He tried to metagame me. He tried to use info that he had on me against me, and then I would play into it. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm the bad guy for, like, playing the game normally. He's like, you didn't use your meme strats. And it's like, no, I'm allowed to play standard too, you know? Especially against something like that. I also, like I said, you saw how he phrased it. He's like, yeah, we played an Ultra Ball. I'm like 1 game from Master Ball at this point. I'm just gonna win, you know? So Zen not gonna drop in the Prime sub. Thank you. It's like he has an idea of what you are in his head, and then when he actually faced you, he lost. His concept of you was shattered. Yeah, but it's like, I'm not the bad guy there. I just used Calyrex. I don't know. It stuck with me all day. Thank you, though, so much for the people that dropped subs. I appreciate it. This really got in my head, like, all day, and I was all sad. Because I hate when people leave, like, comments where, like, they make me the bad guy. I guess, like, I don't know. I didn't feel like I was the bad guy or a bully. I don't think I threw anything. I don't think double switching is a play. Like I said, I analyzed the win condition at the very start of the game. Like, if you lead like this, if you lead Lucky Clef, and I know you have like a Registeel, Palkia, Thundy, Zacian team, if you max this Alecki, all I gotta do is wait it out. And if you don't max the Alecki, you lose to what I clicked on first turn. It's literally like a win-win for me. I guess, yeah, did I follow me? I followed me, right? Like, yeah, I didn't do anything wrong. The fact that you thought you were gonna throw, to me, is him being disrespectful. To think that you don't want to battle right. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, why do you want me to be bad? Anyways, thank you guys for all the support. I appreciate it. Yo, like, yeah, look at the situation. Like, I don't think that there was anything that I could have done, like, differently. Well, I mean, I probably could have played it differently, but, like, I could have, what I'm trying to say is, I could have done almost anything and won this one. This guy probably expected me to lead, like, Hydreigon Whims or something like that. I'm like, literally, I didn't let you cheese me, so I'm the bad guy. I didn't let you click Dynamax Helping Hand and win the game in 2 turns, and that makes me the bad guy. I don't know. He's probably going to be watching this on YouTube when he gets on YouTube, and then he's going to complain more and say that I, you know, punched down, and it's like, how dare you call me out? But, like, I don't think that, I don't know. I will say that, like, when people leave comments like that, I read every comment. I'm a real person, and when people leave mean comments, it makes me have a sad day, you know? And that was yesterday. I had to deal with that all day. You may not think that, like, it's like, oh, just get thicker skin. It's like I guess, but it's still really hard. Yeah, I didn't even use Dynamax, you know? Yeah, because this turn was the turn they were talking about. They're like, if I doubled into Whims instead, you wouldn't have Tailwind. It's like, yeah, but I'd have a Dynamax Regieleki. And an Indeedee that I could just send out and go Redirection Max Strike. It would be Icy Winded, but all I need to do is drop the speed on your Lecky because you don't have any other speed control. Calyrex wins the game. What's the other team? It's a team with no Wide Guard, no Fake Out, no speed control. He has, it's Clef, Palkia, Alecki, Zacian, Registeel, Thundy. I guess it could have had like a Prankster Thundy, but I doubt it. I didn't tell him to get good either. I said, I don't know what to tell you. That's what I said. All I said was, I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, it's good to know that I wasn't the asshole in that situation too bad. Don't let it get you down. They're salty. They're going to get featured for getting clapped. Well, yeah, they didn't. Yeah, if you didn't want to be a part of the highlight reel, they just could have scooped it up at the start. Yeah, in this turn where they max guarded, I think that, like... I think I still got the KO off the Astro. I'm spexed. You know what I mean? There's only so much one can take. Having thick skin is fine, but after a while, you can't help but feel like getting in a bad mood due to negative stuff. Yeah, it's like, that's the thing. It's like, I just wondered how I got spun as the villain in this situation for playing standard. It's like, how dare you not throw for content? But yeah, good to know. At least this will make for a good YouTube title. I'm not even gonna use it in the title. Like realistically, this is gonna be like halfway through the video, so like if they stay long enough to watch it, they can see it. But I think that I already made the thumbnail. It just has Hydreigon in it. Pokemon we didn't. This is the only game I think we don't use Hydreigon, by the way. That's funny. And again, I just didn't want to lose like my last win and in for Master Ball. But yeah, there's not that much you can really do in this situation. I got another funny comment. Like, see, like ones like this one, I think are more funny. Actually, I want to see if this person replied. Hold on, let me refresh the page. Yeah, I'll show you guys this comment too. It's a funny one. This guy's like the top guy. Like, I lost it when he said, professional Pokemon player. Lamau, dude, you were using Ultra Beast. And it's like, yeah, man, I am professional Pokemon player. That's a +1. You're correct. And I feel like you can't understand that that's like sarcasm. I don't know what to tell you either. But I'm like, an Ultra Beast are legal, so like, what's the problem? It's just funny. Like, you guys would... Maybe I should get thicker skin. Maybe I should get thicker skin. But like, it's just funny how many comments you actually get like a day. And I do my very best to reply to all of them. I love getting the comments. I'm not trying to say like, please don't leave comments if they're gonna be mean. Like, you can leave a mean comment, I don't care. But what I'm saying is like, I care. Yeah, and then they just send out like Zacian Registeel and we just win. Fought a very cool Shadow Rare team on Friday. Was my win in a Master Ball tier. Had a Garchomp. Garchomp's sick. Very, very underrated mon in this format. It's Landorus, but it can't proc Defiant, so it's good. It's faster too. I don't know if it's stronger. It's cooler. But yeah, that was my day yesterday, was dealing with that person. Yeah, I just don't see any situation they could have done to win there. Yeah, also, like, let's say they had Thundy in the back. Like, I just set Psychic Terrain. Like, so it's not like you could have went for, like, Scary Face or, like, Thunder Wave or anything like that. I had it. I'd Follow Me. It was easy. Yeah, I feel like, for the most part, it's like when there's a weird sort of person that, like, doesn't like... Ultra Beasts aren't even legendaries, are they? I don't even know. Don't even know. Jovanovic. Alright, this game's nuts. Holy moly. You guys want to talk about, like, crazy games? I'm looking at this and I'm like, there's no way we win this, right? There's no way. Do we know what the gimmick's going to be in Scarlet and Violet, like Dynamax Mega? Sorry. I don't actually know at all, so... There's mystical legendaries and the dude was not getting it. Ah. Yeah, never lucky. But I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't see a way that we win this. So I'm going to try and bring the Hydreigon just to have fun. I think I bring Hydreigon, right? Come on. Come on, me. Come on. You gotta bring Hydreigon. Do it. Do it. Come on. Bring Hydreigon. Do it. Do it. No, I don't think Ultra Beasts aren't technically legendaries. Yes. Yes, look at this. Look at this. I was going to be lame. I was going to be lame. Did you see it? Look at what I was like locking in different stuff. I was like, I'm going to go like Cali, Indy, Lucky Soul. Like, look at, I'm walking like the Lucky, right? Come on, go back to the Lucky. Do it, do it. Yeah, see, like, I was gonna play lame, and I was like, nah. Like, this is, see, this is, like, I do throw for content enough, you know. But then I was like, no, I will use Hydreigon. There we go. Look at this. Look at me. That's funny. I don't know. Are they legendaries? Ultra Beasts are Ultra Beasts. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I don't think I should bring a Lucky here. Don't bring a Lucky me. Come on. There you go. The problem with this core that we're fighting is, like, I can't really stop the Venu and the Groudon, I can't really stop like Fake Out and Trick Room or Fake Out and Speed Control. I can't really stop Dialga at all. Like, ooh, I don't even see how like it's possible to win this game. I noticed RCS Legends in your title. You're still playing. No, I'm just streaming in the RCS Legends category. You're completely allowed to do that on Twitch's terms and stuff like that. Basically, like, you can just go to the newest Pokemon game and stream any Pokemon game in those categories. And we're just doing this here because it's a different category. I feel like Sword and Shield, I'm not going to say, like, it's tapped out. But, like, the RCS category has, like, 5,000 to 10,000 people. And the Sword and Shield category has, like, 200 people. And so, like, any people that I might want to get to watch my stream, I've already gotten any of those followers from the Sword and Shield category. Versus, like, the RCS categories where, like, most streamers that stream Pokemon, like Nuzlocke, Shiny Hunting, all those things, they stream from the newest category, which is Arceus. So, it's just a way to get potential new eyes on the stream that's not technically breaking any rules. It's not like I'm putting myself in the Fortnite category and playing Pokemon. I'm playing Pokemon in a Pokemon category. But yeah, as for playing Arceus, no. I did that challenge mode, and I beat the game, and that's it. I think they should have a generic Pokemon category too. I agree. Like, chess has a category. But, yeah, they hard switched the Porygon 2, and I think that's probably a good play for them, because, like, all's ready. But, yeah, I don't remember how I win this one. Ultra Beasts are not legendary. That's what I thought. I think, like, actually, technically, Ultra Beasts are not legendary. Technically, they're not. And one of the reasons why I think that they fall that way is because, like, you know, you can catch, like, an unlimited amount of them on, like, Ultra Sun and Moon, right? Because you can just keep wormholing for, like, Kartanas and Pheromosas and stuff like that all day. I think. Should have Fall Guys as a category. I never played that game. It's not clickbait. I don't think it's technically the same as clickbait. It's literally, like, the rules. I mean, it's not the same thing either as, like, well, if everyone jumped off a bridge and it was by the rules, you would too. It's like, no. I literally think that, like, there's literally just the way Twitch works as a platform is anyone that's interested in Pokemon is in the Arceus category. I don't like to be, I'm not necessarily, do I do clickbait? Are my videos clickbait? I don't think they are. I feel like when you go to my video and it says, like, what was my newest YouTube video? My newest YouTube video just says Thievul, and it's Thievul using Dark Pulse. That's what it looks like. Let me check out, like, another video. Justified Victory with Terrakion. Well, yeah, it's Justified Terrakion. I have the video that's a low Ninetales. The Dynamax Ninetales says, "Hail yes." It's me, Mako TV. How's it going? Kanto Fire Horse. The Flinch Master Dunsparce. Like, I don't think I'm that clickbaity. Love the content making. Just wondering, will you ever be streaming BDSP again? I don't mind making BSP videos. Yo, it's Two Shoes. How's it going? We're talking about clickbait. And we're, like, reviewing replays. Guys, seriously, I don't know who this is. Two Shoes makes, like, some of the best educational content for streamers. I know there's a lot of people that are, like, interested in becoming streamers. In my chat as well. They were here a little bit earlier. And I've recommended Two Shoes in my Discord and stuff like that too, along with, like, Stream Scheme, for people that, like, need to learn, like, the tips for how to get into streaming and, you know, doing it for fun or, like, a career. And I really think Two Shoes is, like, the best because it's like that real one-on-one type of stuff, giving you the actual tips that the experts don't want you to know. And I watch their streams as well, like, really, really good overall content, way better than me. I definitely have, like, an old school setup. But yeah, like, we were talking about, like, clickbait for, like, YouTube videos. I don't really think I do, like, that many clickbait. I think it's like, because we have an editor for Lazarus that I edit all my own stuff, and they always tell me in my videos, you need to change it, like, you need to make it pop more. And I was like, I kind of just use the in-game shot of, like, a Rapidash, and I give it a funny name, you know? It works for me. I guess I'm in my niche, you know what I mean? I'm actually super fun in my niche. Royal Guard, how's it going? So yeah, you can see this game's, like, going super long, right? Like, again, I think this game goes to time, realistically. Normally, though, I know Two Shoes is in here still. Normally, we do, like, ranked, like, super serious ladder. We show people how to do things. But I've been doing a lot more early morning streams around this time. It's still, like, in the 6 o'clock hour for me, where we, like, break down replays and kind of just talk. And it's like a Pokemon version of just chatting with, like, a little bit more competitive flair. And I think it's a lot of fun. I think there's a healthy balance. Clickbait has kind of become needed. I agree, because people were saying like, oh, you're in the Arceus tag, but you're playing Sword and Shield. I was like, that's the same thing, you know? But it can be way over the top and wrecks your videos. Yeah, I agree. Like when you completely overdo it like a couple times and people are like, wow, this is the guy that just makes video titles or makes videos or does streams and then doesn't deliver. You don't want to be known as the person who doesn't deliver. Super tired after work. I might fall asleep on the sofa. How are you? I'm absolutely flawless. I'm absolutely flawless today. We're using Hydreigon. It's not on the board right now, but it is here. Kingdra, Barraskewda. I think I like Kingdra more than Barraskewda, realistically, but I think Barraskewda top cut the Victory Road World Tournament. But yeah, we were talking because like I'm streaming in a category that is technically a Pokemon game, but it's just the category on Twitch that has all the Pokemon viewers. If you were to take a look at the top 10, 15 streams in Arceus category right now, all of them are everything but Arceus. It's probably like Nuzlocke challenges for Emerald Kaizo, Sword and Shield, shiny hunting. There's a difference between enticing an audience rather than fooling them or misleading them. Oh, you're right. I think you're right. I try my best to make all the content that I use, like, they know exactly what they're going to get when they click on it. That's, like, the whole thing. But, yeah, I also, like, you know, normally I used to stream, like, 7:30 to 8 a.m. PST in my time zone. And I was streaming from, like, you know, 8 to 10. And then, like, a bunch of the other VGC content creators, which is the game that we're playing, they all kind of hopped on the same time with me. And yeah, I think there's enough viewers to share, and I'm friends with all these content creators, but like I'd rather be the type of person that the viewers want to watch. So if I can undercut that by about 2 hours, I can come in before my friends, they're also streamers, stream, and then I can host my friends as well after, and that way everyone gets to share and everyone has a good time. Oh yeah, no, we can all tell you're referring to general videos. Like I said, X2 Shoes, super good YouTuber. You guys got to check him out. But yeah, I want to be the person that like the people in the VGC community like want to watch, not just like I don't want to compete for like the same amount of people because like I want to hang out with the people too, you know. Clickbait Pokemon videos are people that feature Pokemon on the title card but only have them on the team and never use them. See, like that's what I feel this team kind of plays like though. That's why I so like I feel like I use Hydreigon in like every game but one, and it's the one game the guy complained about. But yeah, I feel that like I use the Hydreigon and work it into like almost every single game that I can, you know? Because you gotta remember, like these games are also, you know, like replays. I played these all yesterday on the 4th of July. And basically, like, I think there's probably like 8 games in the replay. I played like 10. And 2 of them I just stomped so easily. I won before using Hydreigon. So I didn't even add them to the highlight reel, right? I didn't add to like, you know, people say like, oh, you cut all your losses. It's like, I cut a lot of wins too if I win too fast. But yeah. This game's going super long though. And so right around this point, I don't know if you guys have been watching like this game, but like Porygon is just such a problem. And this person's doing a really, really good job of like switching, mitigating damage, weaving in like parting shots, intimidates, things like that. So they're really doing a good job about elongating the game. But if you look at their team, if they have things like, you know, Groudon and Sin, Porygon, they're not really dealing a ton of damage, especially to Pokemon that don't take super effective damage from that or have Wide Guard. So what I'm kind of trying to do here is like the fact they're playing such a reactive team, all I kind of have to do is like chill. I think we're already to the point in the game where I've tricked. No, I'm going to do it soon. I'm going to trick Choice Specs onto that Porygon when it goes for Trick Room again. And then basically I'm just going to neuter the Porygon. So they're going to be left with like Incin, Groudon, Porygon. But the Porygon has to switch every single time after it gets up Trick Room, and every single time it switches after Trick Room, if it wants to stay in, it has to Trick Room again. So it has to switch, and it allows me to just blow up whatever comes in on that spot every single time. I'm a bit of a Pokemon noob, so these games were played yesterday. Yeah, so, you know, yes, these games were all replays of stuff I did yesterday. So I played these all off stream, so it's not like this is like a restream. I played these games off stream. No one's ever seen these before. And the reason we do that is the Pokemon community, we're nearing the end of this game's lifespan, so it's very small. If I were to live stream these games, even though there's only 84 people in here, I guarantee you I'd get like sniped by someone that can see me picking all my moves, they can see me doing everything, and it just ruins the whole streaming experience. Like they come in the chat and they're just like being super obnoxious. So we do morning streams like this. This also allows me to like chill with my coffee and have like a little bit of a just chatting stream. And the only reason that like we also do it like that is the times that I can actually play these games. There's like peak hours to play Pokemon, and if you're not playing outside of those games, it's even easier, or outside of those times, it's even easier to get sniped. So, you know, I can stream at like I can do like a secondary stream that's like at 3 p.m. and I can stream and probably not get sniped as hard around then, you know. Yeah, it's also different. This is something I just started doing a couple weeks ago. So I know it probably sounds like it's weird. It's way more work to do it like this, but I'm not seeing any other VGC content creators diversify and have this. Like right now, because you're here, we're talking about like streaming stuff, and I love talking about streaming stuff. I think it's so interesting. But normally we're like breaking down the replay like turn by turn and using it as like an analysis, like education tool to help people understand how to correctly, you know, bring the right Pokemon to the battles and stuff like that. They didn't list Eternatus as a legendary, did they not? I didn't know that. I did not know that. I was gonna say, actually, if you're still here, right, X2 Shoes, I see you do. I've watched like all your recent stuff, and I've gone back and just like rewatched a bunch of it. Like I said, so interesting. I love it. I think that if you were to make a video talking about integrating like Patreon into like Discord and or YouTube, I think that'd be super interesting. I think Patreon is such an underutilized part of like the streamer economy. Like in terms of like having Twitch, YouTube, and Patreon, like everyone always says you need to have like people off Twitch and then bring them onto Twitch or get like a secondary platform like YouTube or Instagram or TikTok and then integrate that in with your Twitch. But I think the moment you can bring like a Patreon into it, I think that's when everything kind of clicks. I know that's how it works for me. So all the teams that I make, like I make exclusive content on the Patreon that features codes for everyone to use those teams in game. And so they can see me doing stuff in the videos, and then they can use those teams in the games to like play at the same level. It's like getting like a skin pack for your exclusive like streamer that you like watching. It's like you do the exact same thing they're doing, and it's a cool way to do it. And like I can lock that content behind Patreon as well as like a bunch of other cool stuff. And I just think it's really interesting. Yo, good morning. How's it going? So let's see. Yeah, this game's still going, by the way. This game's still going. Super interesting idea. I think it would be so cool for some creators for sure, especially like this where you get something for your sub. Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, I think a lot of people just do everything on Twitch, and then that's where a lot of people like struggle with the platform, because even if you make it on Twitch, it's really, really hard to, you know, pay bills off just a Twitch stream. You need that YouTube, you need Patreon, you need like other like sponsorships and stuff like that. I get to cut a lot of the middleman out and not have like as many sponsorship deals because I do so much stuff on Patreon. Like I also do like a lot of coaching and stuff on Patreon, so people can go there for like one-on-one talks where I can show them how to do everything they need. I can help them prepare for tournaments. I even went with one of my Patreons to one of the last regionals. I flew out to Milwaukee and like went to the regional with them. It was a lot of fun. I'm gonna have to pick your brain about this for sure. Yeah, definitely. Anytime you want to hit me up, I would definitely be down to help out with that. Because I think Patreon, like I think people should use Patreon a lot more than they really do. Because it also helps build that like one-on-one connection with people, you know? Especially because like, you know, Discord, when I wake up in the morning, I have like my Discord DMs are just flooded. I can try my best to get to all of them before my stream, but I'm sure you know, like you just wake up and you have like 40 DMs from people. It's hard to match like the face and thing with everyone because people Discord's names are different from everything. But on that Patreon, you know, like this person's actually taking their time to go like off onto a platform they would not normally go on to contact you there. So those Patreon DMs, they're so much easier for me to relate to people with. Also, like I get like email notifications versus I have every other sort of push notification turned off. So like I know when someone messages me on Patreon, it's a lot more important, and I'll do my best to get to those first. But yeah, this game you can see, like it's crazy how long this game's going. This game's been going on for like 20 minutes. But I appreciate you coming out. I know this is also like normally your stream time too, right? I think like normally you've been streaming around this time. But yeah, Hydreigon. See, we used it. We're still using the Hydreigon. It's literally still alive. It's just hanging out. And so like I said, the way this team works is every single time the Porygon 2 sets Trick Room, it has to switch, which means you can take that turn to get like mass advantage and just blow up one of its teammates. Because I don't think the Groudon can protect. I think it's vested, right? There's the big Dark Pulse. And in the instant slot, like, we're locked into that move anyway, so it doesn't matter. Heavy Slam. I think I was surprised by Heavy Slam, because I was thinking to myself, like, they can't hit Hydreigon very well, but it's fine. So Hydreigon finally goes down. Better late than never. And Expanding Force gets to absolutely chunk the Groudon for probably not that much. But you can see, like, this game's just going all the way to the end. normally. I actually do have to run off, though. It was lovely to catch you live. Have a great day. Yo, thank you so much for stopping by again. Everyone, please check out Two Shoes. Drop them a follow and check out their YouTube content. Like I said, as far as things like I watch on YouTube, his content is the sort of stuff I watch on YouTube. So if you want to see the sort of stuff I like, definitely give them a watch. And their stream's also way better looking than mine. So there you go. But yeah, Callie's on here. I think, did the Trick Room just expire? Either way, we're in a great spot in this situation. So, yeah, Groudon. Yeah, they have these two plus Groudon and like a Specs P2 in the back. Yeah, they got to switch out to block the Astral. Like, it's just so good. Like, there's so many cool things that are happening in this game. I wish we had more time to talk about it exactly. Get the attack boost. The other day I was actually playing against someone that Full Metal they traced Levitate and avoided like the bulldoze from the Hydreigon, and they were left at 1. I was so sad. I was so sad. I think we'll probably show the game a little bit later. Yeah, good damage here. Like big damage. And they just go for parting shots. And so that parting shot there tells me, I think that was the first parting shot that they threw into a Cali Shadow, that they don't have Dark Attack. They probably have like Fake Out, Flare Blitz, parting shot. And it's obviously not like Snarl or it's probably like Brick Break, realistically, if I'm thinking about it, or like a Protect, but it means they don't have a Dark Attack, otherwise they would have used it. So we're totally fine. And so in the situation, like, the Porygon can do one thing, but then it's like stuck there forever, you know? But I still feel even though this game's like super slow, it's definitely worth including. Just go Helping Hand Astral. That's so greedy. There's no reason to not do it. Yeah? What are you gonna do? Switch? Go for the double switch. Yep, so you're going for the double switch, switching in your Incin again. And like Incin can't just eat these all day, all willy-nilly. Not today. Easy damage. I think they finally get, do they finally get Entity off the board? I'm trying to remember exactly how this game like ends out, but we're starting to run out of time, right? It's starting to go to the timer. Boom. Oh, it's expanding. I used expanding there. That's so that's so good. All right, so this is another. This is what I was talking about. So the Porygon comes in the last turn of Trick Room. Trick Room's now up. They have to switch out that Porygon, right? They have to switch out Porygon. Otherwise, they're Trick Room and they're in Trick Room. Oh yeah, I'm not Specs. That's why. Yeah, I can do this. I can go over the expanding and then Astral. I'm so good at Pokemon sometimes. There's the 3-minute warning, right? So you have to switch out this Porygon. And we already know your Incin does not have a Dark Attack. So we're in a good spot. So you got to switch it out. Groudon has to come and take the big damage. Let's go. Helping Hand. Big damage. And you could parting shot if you want, but like, you know they're flare blitzing this time. Like, they have to actually do damage eventually, right? Because I still have a Mon advantage. So look at all that recoil. And they get a burn, never lucky. Never ever lucky. Big Astral. Yeet. So we finally kill the Groudon. Incin's left literally at 1. I was like, no! No! But it's okay. Should be fine. Now there's a couple things gonna still happen here, because like we have 3 Mons and they have 2. Realistic, I think looking back at this, I probably should have just like protected Indeedee and maybe even switched in Solgaleo, because like if you or just like let the Cali go down, because like realistically, if Solgaleo Flare Blitz is anything and it looks like its only real attack, it goes down to recoil, which means even if I trade 1 for 1 there, I have more Mons than you going back into the late game. So I think, do I switch in Soul? I'm trying to remember. I think I just click Astral just to make sure the Incin goes down, but it doesn't really matter what move I click. Like maybe I should have, no, I should have clicked Expanding. That's what it was. I should have just clicked Expanding Force and went Follow Me, because yeah, if you hit the Cali with the Incin, like it doesn't really matter, because you would just trade 1 for 1 and then I bring out Soul and then I win the game there. But we can still go into it. Yeah, look, I'm not timer stalling this person, not yet. Like they just have less Mons than me. Like, they're the ones that are waiting all till the end. Go for the Ice Beam into the Cali, which is correct. Yeah, I actually shouldn't have protected at all, because like if I hit the Porygon with like an Expanding Force, it goes down, and if I hit Like, if the Incin hits this Indie, he trades Incin for that, and then I just went with Soul. But yeah, I shouldn't have protected at all. I should have just double attacked. Because I guess in this case scenario, now there's no way that we'd lose. Realistically, it has to Flare Blitz to get KOs. And Soul's still too healthy. Porygon's locked into Ice Beam. There's absolutely no way that we lose this one. We have just a little bit more health. So we win the game on time, but also, even if we didn't, we'd still be fine. Because if the Incin Flare Blitz is the Soul, Porygon can't break the NDD, I don't think. We could also just follow me, you know what I mean? So I think we'd be fine. But we'll still chill. Like, we'd still be fine, but I think we just chill. And I'll take the win here. And we do be loving to see that. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what move they use. Yep, I realized that I should have went for the Expanded Force last turn, but yep, we take it. So, close game. That game took super, super long. But we'll take it. We do be taking those wins. And this game, William, look at this guy. Solo restricted. Who needs 2 restricteds when you have Groudon? Right? That's the question. So you know I got to be using my Cali or my Hydreigon somewhere, right? And let's go right on into it. So Snorlax is an issue, I think. Getting up Trick Room could be problematic. I have to respect things like the water compaction tech. I don't really think that's going to happen. The Acelgor, too. Yeah, I have to respect it, but it's like, it's not really going to happen. We just got to respect the lax. JJP's dropping the big follow. Appreciate it, friend. Groudon P2. So, even though they only have 1 restricted, I think they did lead correctly for the most part. Oh, look at this damage, though. Look at this damage, though. Oh, my gosh. The biggest damage the world has ever seen, ever. This is about to be popping off right now. Oh, it's the good damage. Beldrum Wax still viable? I think it's viable. Do you guys think Helping Hand Specs Terrain Boosted Expanding Force would one-shot a P2? Choice Specs, Helping Hand, Terrain, Expanding Force. Does that one-shot Porygon 2? What do you think? No. Are you going to put any money on it? It's harder because of a nerf. Oh, yeah, hard for Lax, yeah. Yeah, harder. It's hard to use Lax because of Cali. I agree. You say also no. We're going to find out. So we're going to max the Groudon, which I think is the right play here. Everyone's saying no. It's Specs Helping Hand. And no. 1 HP. Hi, I've been watching your YouTube videos, and I finally found you live on Twitch. I took a lot of advice from your videos, and now my BSP is doing really well against every team I've been coming across. Yo, that's great. I'm happy to hear you like the BDSP content. Someone was asking earlier if I was going to stream BDSP content. I don't normally stream BDSP. I usually do those exclusively as YouTube videos, because otherwise, like, no one would watch. If I were to stream, like, BDSP right now, like, we'd have, like, 20 people. So I have to do it like that, you know? But, yeah, I like the BDSP content as well. Thank you for watching it. So, we see... We almost got the P2 off the board, guys. We're so close. We're so close to getting the P2 off the board. He's living at like 1. Can someone give me some calcs here? Like, oh my gosh. I didn't trick him the Choice Scarf. Oh, me. No, yeah, no, my Hydreigon's choice item, yeah. Yeah, I know, never lucky, right? Hey, we haven't lost yet. We haven't maxed yet, so we can max now. No more Choice Scarf. And something, what would you guys be doing here? Would you guys be going for Wormwinds? Would you be going for Spadef drops? There's also a good chance, I'm going to just throw this out here, there's a chance that we underspeed that Porygon with this Indeedee. And can just go for Expanding. Right, the new video just went live. Videos go live every day at 7 AM PST. We're gonna send everyone to it at the end. So they go for the Recover. Yeah, because we're using a min speed reduced Indeedee, so we can actually underspeed Porygon unless they're also speed reduced min speed. So I tried to go for the Expanding. It's also good damage versus Groudon. And you know what? Realistically, I think I probably should have hit the Groudon here just to get it off the board. But then that also would have opened up a spot for like another good Pokemon like Wax to come out. The fact we don't lose our Entity there is amazing. Best Entity set ever. And we're able to just go for more damage. So it gets us a Def Drop, which means we're going to do a ton more damage with Expandings. I'm so used to watching YouTube videos, I just tried to fast forward the Dynamax animation. Oh, I feel that. I definitely feel that. But yeah, the Porygon underspeeds. The Groudon doesn't get we underspeed Groudon with Entity. But in the situation, I'm like, I think you just continue Darkness. You got to go after the Groudon this turn just to make sure you get it off the board, I think. So there's another Recover. They're just going to recover out. And we're trading Quakes for, like, Max Darknesses. So I know she finally changed the time you upload. Used to be 2 hours before right now. But yeah, I've been streaming at that time. So, like, people can just watch the stream live. Never lucky. That's the second Pokemon that lived at, like, literally 1 HP. So we've had 2 Pokemon live at, like, 1 HP. And it's not easy. They go for the Rockfall. And I actually really like the Rockfall here because it means Porygon's going to take less. It's going to take more damage. Being able to do dots to things like Eviolite users is so good because it's their defense that are high, their HP is low, so you're actually doing like double damage versus like the Porygon with the Sandstorm or a Hail. But Groudon finally goes down, better late than never. And yeah, chip damage on Porygon 2 is always amazing. Haircut, how's it going? Entity's literally hanging on by a sliver at 1, not the only one hanging on at 1 HP. Does it make a difference which opponent you select as Expanding Force? Normally, no. The only time it does is if the terrain could change. So, like, the way it works is, like, if they had a Pokemon that could switch into takeaway terrains or they use, like, a max move to change the terrain, you want to target the one you always actually want to target, but usually no. Special Defense Drop really helped live on the Groudon, but the thing is, like, yeah, they had the Max Quake trading, so we're just trading those. 100 bits! How was the IC? I did not go to Internets. I went to Milwaukee, and that was fun. I had a really, really good time. Hung out with Pengi, hung out with Necra, hung out with a bunch of other really cool content creators, hung out with Nino, hung out with Jin, all the good people. So big Body Slam. So we're seeing Body Slam Wax, which means I made the right play, which what I'm doing here. I want to show you guys how cool a play this is. Instead of going for one more Max Darkness, I know that we're going to lose this Hydreigon soon. So I'm like, I'm going to go for a Fade Away Max Wormwind. Max Wormwind Fade Away. Tons of damage to that Wax. We're probably going to see the Berry activate here. But getting that attack drop on that Wax, that's going to be our key to not just getting rolled over. You always be my champ. Yo, I used a really cool team, so I had a good time. I used a cool team, so I had a good time. Again, I'm super thankful that they actually set the Sandstorm. They're really helping us out here with all this chip damage. And we're almost to the point where we can wait out the Trick Room. Jin is the best person in the world. Oh my gosh. Like me, Jin, Nino, and a few other people all went out to dinner. It was like the best thing ever. I sat like right next to Jin. It was awesome. I did meet Moxie. Yeah, I sat next to Moxie and I complained to him after I got... I lost a game to RNG and I complained about it to him. I did like the salty regional player thing. Like, I looked at him and I was like, ugh, I can't believe this just happened to me. That was funny. He stayed in the same hotel as me, too. Like, we didn't even know we were staying in the same hotel. We exited the hotel, like, our rooms, like, the exact same time, turned to, like, the left and right, and we saw each other, and we're like, whoa. Because our hotel was pretty far away. They go for the Body Slam, no pair this time. Yeah, but I saw Moxie, but I hung out with, like, a bunch of the other, like, streamers and content creators a lot. I think I went to dinner with Joe, like, twice and never said a word to him. So Sunsteel Strike's going to be able to take out the P2. But yeah, Jin is... I'm going to say Jin is, like, even better in person than he is, like, in his persona. His persona is so him. It's perfect. Nino's also super cool, too. So, I think Trick Room ended, right? We got to go for the Rock Slide. We got to flinch the Wax, right? I'm thinking to myself, if you go for, like, a high horsepower or, like, a Lariat or something weird with that Wax, like... I'm about to get a policy proc, I'm good to go, you know? Yeah, I also hung out with Diamond. Right there. Finally, I can outspeed. Yeah, that's right. Outspeed for days. And we see the flinch. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, alright, I got this. White Dragon, dropping the follow, appreciate it. And so I was like, I don't know if I KO with Sunsteel Strike. But, like, The worst case scenario here, because they still have a Zard, right? I'm like, I gotta Rock Slide one more time, right? You may be thinking to yourself, like, he's just gonna kill you with that Charizard. I was like, what you don't know is I'm full speed Solgaleo, so like, I'm super angry. So if you try and like modest Zard me, not today. We get a crit on the Zard, it didn't matter, they weren't charity anyways. But like, we were angry. Angry Solgaleo today. Yo, Hype Trains goes, Diamond dropping the sub. 42 months. Hung out with Diamond. Diamond's the person I went to Milwaukee with. We put some subs up. So this Snorlax, you see, he popped the recycle. He's hit me with the 2017 Lax Tech. Remember back when like Pinchberries actually gave you back 50%? How busted recycle was? Busted. And the Sunsteel strikes are just going to come in. So basically, we're just going to see how much damage we do with Sunsteel. And if we have to get a flinch, we will. But I think we do. They only restore like 33. So like all we got to do is like 50% and then we win. You get one more shot to body slam me, bro. You get one more shot to get that full para. One shot. Parrot. Of course. So if I get full parrot here, I might lose. But I don't. I take the win. Am I still going to make a vlog of the SLC Regional? I didn't really take that much footage at Milwaukee, and the footage that I took for Salt Lake didn't end up being enough. So the answer is no, I won't be able to make that. But maybe next season. I'll also say that we used Hydreigon. And we maxed it. Yeah, Hydreigon's super cool. I had a lot of fun playing this team. We've used a lot of the same mons. We've used a lot of Calyrex, we've used a lot of Regieleki, a lot of Whimsicott, a lot of Indeedee. And I feel that, like, I'm trying my best to go back to what it means to play the game, like, aggressively, pin people, force them to respect what I'm doing, instead of giving them the freedom to do what they want and then me reacting. Why do I need to react if I can just win from the start of the game? So, I feel that, like, that's where my mindset is, and, yeah, that's pretty much it.